your bro. My name's Jamieson, second-year intern. I heard a couple weeks ago, or heard of somebody that didn't go to this church, saying that all the guys there wear denim jackets and big glasses. So here I am fulfilling that proclamation. But I hope it doesn't make you think less of me. Just trying to find my way to be cool, trying to find my way to be me. If you know me really well, you know that one of my favorite things to do in the world is thrift shopping. Any thrift shoppers out there? Yeah. So not just thrift shopping, I love finding clothes, but something that I've really gotten into recently is like intentional thrift shopping, where you go and you find clothes and the intentions of reselling them. So a couple weeks ago, I have a couple stores that I go to, and so I was hitting them up, and I had gotten through a couple of them, and I hadn't found anything, and that's kind of the give and take of thrift shopping. If you know, sometimes you just go and you find like 20 things, and then sometimes it's nothing. And so I got to a point where I knew I had a third store I wanted to go to, but I kind of had wasted time, like an hour and a half of just not finding anything. And so I was really in this kind of place where I was trying to figure out if I wanted to go to the third store. I didn't know if I wanted to waste my time, but I prayed, and I heard the Lord say to go to this third store, and the Spirit led me, and long story short, I found a shirt that I resold for so much more than I bought it for. But the thing is, I never would have found that shirt if I stopped at the second store. If I stopped and didn't go to the third. It actually reminds me of a story in the Bible. As shocking as that may be, a story that we're actually studying in internship. I hope that's not cheating, even though it's the intern-led service. It's in Matthew 14. It's a story of the disciples on a boat traveling across the sea, and a storm hits them. And if you don't know the story, Jesus commands the disciples to get on a boat, and in the middle of the transition to the other side of the sea, a storm hits. And long story short, Jesus shows up on the scene, does his thing, and calms the storm. I mean, Peter walks on water, like stuff like that and stuff. But the crazy thing about that I was thinking about is that as I was studying, I was looking into the story, and I was just thinking, what if the disciples gave up?
Wow.
That the storm, without the storm, there never would have been a miracle.
Wow.
And I don't know if you've ever been in this spot before, if you've ever been in a boat, not literally, but you've had a storm hit you, and life is just hitting you out of nowhere, and things keep happening, and your parents get divorced, you have a hard relationship, you're going through some heartbreak, and all of these storms are hitting you out of nowhere. And you've come to this conclusion where the only thing that you possibly can do is quit. That's what you've come to. I've got to give up now. I've got to quit. But let me tell you that if you quit, you're forfeiting the things that the Lord has for you. That if I would have stopped at the second store, I never would have found the third shirt. If the disciples would have stopped on the storm, they never would have had a miracle. You see, if you give up, you're canceling the potential of turning a failure into success. You see, if I stopped at the second store, it would have just stayed a failure. But since I went to the third store, it turned into a success. The disciples didn't stop, and the storm was no longer a storm. A storm turned into a miracle. I don't know where you're coming in with. I don't know where you're at. But the crazy thing is that giving up does not necessarily mean quitting. That giving up could just mean not trying anymore.
Wow.
As I was studying this story, there's a quote that I want to read in a second, but the disciples had encountered so many miracles from the Lord that even in the miracle before this one, it said that their hearts were hardened. That they literally saw Jesus produce bread out of nothing. And after that their hearts were hardened. But the unique thing about this miracle is that it was no longer for other people, but it was personal for the disciples.
Right.
And it says, the quote says, the disciples were always around Jesus, his teaching and his kingdom work. However, they were still missing who he was. So you're telling me that I can be in the same spot every week. I can be in this position of Christianity, but still miss who Jesus is. And the disciples went from seeing what Jesus could do to experiencing who he was to them. And so I don't know where you're at this Tonight, I don't know if you've come in with a storm. I don't know if you've gotten caught in the comfortability of Christianity, but I want to encourage you that there's a man that's calling you to fight. He's calling you to fight for your faith. He's calling you to scream a little bit louder, to get out of the comfortable Christianity, to get out of the storm that you've been in for so long, and walk out of this place changed, walk out of this place a new person, and walk out of this place free.